We're back working on My Valentine Grab and Go kit. So I've just stitched my project down almost to the point, and I want to show you a little trick that I developed because I was struggling with my stitches falling off the end of a point, of a sharp point. So what I'm going to do is something I just sort of figured out on my own. I'll show what I'm about to do. So I have my last stitch here, and I'm going to create my stitch in the point. So keep in line with the point, go into your work, and come out the end of the point. And I know that my thread is over in this direction, and that's okay for now. I'm going to pull out my stitch, and then what I'm about to do is I want to pull it and tug it tight like I've been telling you, so that that bar of thread doesn't look like a loop. But I also don't want to pull it so tight that it falls off the point of my heart. So I'll give you a minute to really see what I have here. So there's my loop underneath. I put my needle in and I came out. So I'm going to put my needle under the loop in line with the point, and I'm going to pull. And now I'm going to tug my floss. So I'm going to pull with the top of the floss, and I'm also pulling with my needle. So see, I'll exaggerate that a little. So see that I'm able to really snug this stitch from here to here, and by having the needle under the loop, I'm holding that loop in place so it doesn't roll off the point. Most of the time, it'll stay there and it'll be just fine. If you find that you're still struggling with that little bit of a loop falling off your point, see, you can fall off that point. What you can do is repeat that same process, but this time go down into your work to the back. That'll kind of hold it in place there. Then come back up, but not in the same hole that you went down in, or else your thread will just come right out. But real close to that point, and then it's sure to stay right where it is. And now you can turn and continue to work. So I'd like to space this next stitch about the same distance from here as this one is, and so I'm going to place that right about here. Okay, so we have a nice little point there. So I'll continue to do my blanket stitch or buttonhole stitch, same thing, and I'll stitch all along. So the reason we have two pieces of white 10 scallop background and backing is because one is for stitching, which we're doing now, and the other one we're going to use at the end to cover up all our work on the back. So we don't want that to show, and so we have two pieces, and then we do a nice little edged finish to it to complete the kit, complete our project. So I'll continue to go along with my blanket stitch. I'm coming up along to a curve and soon to the inside point. Now if you make any mistakes with your stitch, maybe you step back a minute and look at it and say, gee, that space is a little bigger here than here, or my stitch is too long this way. Don't forget, you could just unthread your needle, pull that last stitch out, and start over. But don't get too crazy about it. Like we like to say, this is folk art, and there isn't anything that's precise about it. It should look neat, and you should be happy with your end results, but you don't have to have it to be so perfect that people are going to examine it with a ruler, because they're simply not going to do that. So I'm just going to continue along. I hope that you can see how I'm getting those stitches done. Okay. And then we'll come back and do that inside point.